Okay, I'm muted. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, B20, for those birthday wishes. It is my birthday today, but who cares? Those used to mean something when you're like under the age of 18. When you got kids and shit, to me, it don't really mean much. Just another notch under the belt as far as living. I'm glad to be here. I hope you guys are all glad to be here. We should have, I should have seen that liquidation candle this morning. I feel, oh man, it was a rough one. After we had, the decision was the decision yesterday. The Fed decided to not raise interest rates. No one was surprised by that. It wasn't until they started talking, Jerome Powell started running his mouth, that the market started to move. And he said that the rates have topped. Which is, good in some sense. But little things that you need to understand, fam, is that the CPI is skewed as far as I'm concerned. I am not a believer of paying attention to the CPI. You can simply look at your receipts from 2 years ago. You can look at how much you were paying in rent or how much your mortgage was if you owned a house. If you owned a house, obviously you're locked in that mortgage, but you can see the change in mortgages for people who bought a home in 2020 versus bought a home in 2 years ago. You can't tell me inflation's not in the room with us at a higher rate than 3.1%, because it is. It definitely is. You may not be seeing it at the fuel pump right now because, Biden decided to relieve a little bit off your wallet by basically paying for some of your gas. That's what, at least in the States, that's what's going on there. But look, we had a positive reaction. There was no surprise that there was going to be a positive reaction. In fact, I didn't think yesterday, I don't think at any point I was really bearish yesterday. Maybe right around that 32K or 42K, excuse me. What's interesting, fam, is I like totally, it's my fault. I like totally lost it, but I'm sitting here staring at the charts, right? We talked about how the meme line is only a meme line, blah, 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 right? Let's just go back to this for a second. Here's the meme line. It's a really clean line. You go wick, candle, wick, top right here, right? Really clean line. When we were right around here doing this chop shit at 42K, right? And we're really basically breaking it down to that 4 hour. We want to look at that 4 hour, right? Real quick. And we're really basing it off of, we got to get a 4 hour close over here. Of course, in this 4 hour candle, look how chat it is. Let's look where the EMAs and MAs, and the reason we're going to replay, this is how you get better, fam. You got to look at the things you talked or thought of yesterday and look at them now. But here's the 4 hour chart, right? We had this Chad candle. I do not lie to you. I'm sitting here and I'm like watching the 15-minute. I'm watching this chop right here at 42K. I keep saying 32K, 42K, right? I'm watching this chop action right here. And I totally forgot that there was going to be a Fed decision. And the reason I forgot, fam, I mean, we went over it in the morning stream. We talked about the Fed decision. We knew it wasn't going to be a raise, or we were pretty sure it wasn't going to be a raise, blah, 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 blah. We discussed it on stream because it was a no news event to me, because there wasn't going to be a raise, and we all knew they were going to raise the interest rates, the Fed rate. They weren't going to, we all knew it, right? It's a no news event. So, yo, Silex, what's up, my man? All right, cool. So regardless, we're sitting here at this price at resistance, and I'm thinking I do not lie to you, like 150, I realized, I was like, oh shit, that's right. They got the Fed decision. And I was like, what the fuck? We moved up here. We broke the meme line. We moved up here and we just kind of chopped. Had I even thought for a second, a couple hours earlier, had just remembered that there was a Fed rate hike, or a Fed decision, excuse me. I keep saying that. Then I would have simply been like, all right, fam, I think it's fair to catch some longs here. It's a no news event. We're just going to pump off of it. We're not going to dump. The only way we would dump fam, is if the only way we dump is if they raised the Fed rate, right? Like there was no expectation that was going to happen. All right. And everyone, like, I mean, it was at basically 99.9%. Hold on a sec. I got to update. I got something in Discord real quick. All right, so check it out. We're gonna see it. We're probably gonna see this in live. I mean, assuming I'm still here. That's the line, right? 4-hour line. And look at where we just rejected off of. Right. So here's our 4-hour line. Break above this, you can add some longs on a retest here. But right now, this is currently a bearish pattern. And in fact, this would be a opportunity to grab a short, in my opinion. If you're gonna grab a short, you take profit early, you scalp things right now. And the reason you scalp things is because simple volatility like Solana. And let's talk about Solana for a second, because this is nuts to me. And I was talking about it with iWooks, right? So we had that get stopped overnight. That was beautiful. But anyways, we had this move from, look, 4% drop. 6% pump and 7% drop. Like, and not just a 7% drop. You know, I would say if you're not staring at the chart, sadly, you're really risking, and playing something like Solana, you're really risking. We got a 4%, 6%, 7.5% down, and then almost an immediate reaction of 6% up. Now, again, we're gonna go over here to Bitcoin. I started with the 3-day, and there's a reason I started with the 3-day closes today. And here we have clear 3-day support. I mean, this is a really clean 3-day support, fam. Over here, got 3-day support here. And so we're going to learn a lot from just this close today. You know, you got a candle with some good body like we're seeing right now. It can easily have some continuation. You can see how this range played. Here we go. We got like a nice little pocket. This is where we're at, right? We got a nice little pocket here. Price action back from summer 2021 where we're at. We got here. This is the breakdown. You can see this important pivot, right? You lose this 44.620 from a summer ago. We came down here, deviated, it popped. Come over here. You can just see how beautiful this played. But I don't think this is over. And the reason I don't think this is over is because typically it takes a long time, fam, to top. I mean, we're looking at the top of summer. This time alone, yo, thank you, Silex, for the sub. Prime sub, my man. Thank you so much. Prime sub's free, fam. If you don't use your Prime sub, you know, go ahead and feel the need to drop it on the Savage. You get it if you got a Prime for free. You get 1 a month. Anyways, 8 bars, 24 days. Okay, like this was not. And let's just talk about this one right here. 51 days, fam. All right. So we got about a month here. We've got about 2 months here. This is the real top technically. That was when the Pi cycle, literally within 5 days after the Pi cycle topped here. Pi cycle has been one of the number one indicators, fam. You know, let's talk about this top. All right, this was a even less illiquid. This was a more illiquid time. This is after summer 2017. The liquidity is much different now, fam. 20-day top, okay? 20-day top. So this is the 3-day we're looking at each one of these, right? Let's look at this one. Much more liquid time. Could argue this one tops in about 15 days. All right, so worst case scenario, we see something like a 15-day, you know, 25-day. I'd argue the liquidity here. I mean, even you could take this one, right? And we go all the way over here. It's 42 days. You got, look at this opportunity. Late shorts, let's see, for the last on this top in 2019, for the last 18 days of shorts, they all got liquidated on fucking 9 days. 18 days of shorts from the top. Okay, here's the top. Oh, it's top, guys. I caught the swing top. I'm not closing it till 23K. This is what you're saying right now. Oh, I'm not fucking closing it till 23K. I'm not going to close this. I grabbed a 44K short. I'm not closing it till 23K, okay? Boom. Okay, here's 44K again. It's like, I mean, be patient, fam. Be patient. You don't need to swing for the fences right now. The volatility's crazy on some of these alts. If you're staring at the chart like I do all day, go down to like the 5 minute on Solana. All right. So you guys realize we have more time up here. I do think we have more time. Minimum 15 days, fam. Hold on. Let's go back to that point. Minimum 15 days, fam. Minimum. Like we're only right now, if we call this the top, let's call it the top. We're 9 days in, fam. 9 days in. And so the levels are clean. They're very, very clean. Again, here's the 4 hour, right? Here's the 4 hour. Here's the retest here. Got a line here, a box here. Here's the retest here. This don't bounce, fam. We can't close over that 42,733. I don't mind being down here for the next hour. We can't close over that 42,733. You're looking for shorts, period. Period. This is obviously some 4 hour bearish divergence. You could probably, no, it's not, but there's probably some bearish divergence maybe on the 2 hour. Not really quite. That's weird. You know, they avoided some bearish divergence here on the 2 hour, 1 hour. It's on the 1 hour. Okay, so you could argue this wick alone can reset this 1 hour bearish divergence. Reset RSI. They could spend some time filling this wick. You know, I don't mind a red candle here. I don't care. You know, get a close under, you know, let's see, let's put it right here, kind of this 1 hour order block. You get a close under 42.1 on the hourly, then, you know, you could FOMO into a short there. You could take a short here right now. Again, the way this level played on the 4 hour, you know, it blows my mind. People get so upset when you take profit early. It's like, dude, if you caught, I said on this dip, I said long the dip. If you caught it down here, why wouldn't you take profit right here on a rejection of this level? It's simple as that. It's simple as that. People are just too damn greedy. Hit the golden pocket. Yeah, that's till we blowing by that golden pocket. It's so funny. Oh, it just happens to be the golden pocket is right at the 4 hour resistance. Fam. I mean, it's come on. You guys, you know who you should go follow and watch on Twitch, and I'm sure most of you guys do, is Kimba, dude. Kimba's an OG, bro. That's all he uses is fibs, liquidity, maps. He uses the VPVR, some nodes. Dude, he's simple. He'll teach you the cloud, all that shit. But it's at the same time, we're not reinventing the wheel here, fam. This is typical TA. So golden pocket. You want to see how well this golden pocket played? Well, let's talk about how well this golden pocket played. It played that well. Okay, here's the golden pocket. Rejection. We didn't close over it until this morning. All right, or last night, excuse me. last night, this morning, whatever you want to call it, last 8 hours, and closed over it, and now we're below it. This is, I mean, then we could do this here. Let's look at the golden pocket. Where did the wick go? Oh, it basically almost went to a golden pocket. So, but typical top here is we're gonna see this hit at some point. We're gonna see this, fam. This is gonna get hit. This is gonna build some more liquidity. Let's say this is the move down. And I want to show this. You know, it's always important to draw your channels here, fam. Always important to draw your channels. That's pretty good. All right. All right, here we go. We're in a down channel. This could be going on for a while. What could we expect kind of? And again, we're on that 3-day support. They're using that 3-day support. Today is going to be so crucial. I'm going to be able to look at the volatility on the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day. The 2-day doesn't close today. We had the 2-day close last night. I'll go over that here in a second. But the 3-day honestly closes today. It's a pretty important time frame. We're going to know a lot here in an hour on this 4-hour. And look, we got this down channel. We could see like a typical top. Like a typical top, and I'm gonna use Solana here for a second. Yeah, I'm going to use Solana. I don't know if this is the chart I want to use. This is probably the chart I want to use. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go to the weekly. This is what I want to see. And I already showed it. I already showed an example on Bitcoin, and we're moving to Solana right now. I'm kind of transitioning to Solana. So, fam, I've made it very, very clear. We're gonna know here in an hour and 10 minutes whether this wick is gonna be good enough or it's not. Anything that happens between then and now, in less than 11 minutes, we close below 42.1. We're just kind of in a range, and the range is gonna provide some relief for some alts and pain for others, because there is a rotation of money going on. All right, so let's talk about this. This is the weekly Solana. This is the top area, right? This is at this point in time, Solana had made a nice top. It's been ranging for weeks. Look, we're gonna go over this exactly like it's now. Okay, this is the $66. Below $66. It's the $66 box. Okay, right, fam? Here, this is the weekly. All right, you come down here, you get down to the bottom. Oh, sorry, let's go down to the 3-day. 3 days even better. All right, 3-day. Yep, 3 days better. All right, so anyways, you look at this move. That's the wick down here, top to bottom. We end up hitting the 786. So although we're here at the golden pocket, this is where I think Bitcoin is. And I think Solana just did this. All right, I think it's possible Solana top could be in. We're going to talk about it here in a second. But time, right? We're talking about time. This is 24 days. All right, if this is a similar instance and Solana has topped. Now this is the bull market, had a lot of time to distribute up here, but here's $66, here's $77. Follow me here for a second, okay? Here's the 3-day cross here, and now I'm gonna use the 4-hour here because the structure on the 4-hour is very similar to the structure on the 3-day. All right, very similar, fam. In fact, we'll use a bigger time frame. We use the 8-hour. It don't even matter. So here's the 8-hour, and I'm not saying we've topped yet. We're gonna go over everything. I got we gotta look at the historical volatility. Anyways, we'll put the support here and call this a deviation over support. Tested this support, bounced way past the golden pocket, almost to the 786. Could be a front run. And 1 hour and 7 minutes, I'll tell you what, if it closes with very little body and it's still red, it's pretty bullish. I mean, that's just a typical late long liquidation candle. that they just did right there. They tested the daily literally to the T. Look at this. They tested the daily on this wick to the T. So is this the end, or do we have more time? Solana already being the front runner in this bear market retracement. That's what I'm going to call it. It's not a bull market. In this bear market retracement, Solana already being the leader could be the first one to top. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see, getting some confirmation on whether Solana has topped. Now let's look at the 3-day. All right, we got a 3-day. That's pretty decent body right there. Not shorting that if we close the 3-day looking like this today. You know, Solana for me, it's pretty as simple as these 4-hour EMA and MA, right? And Bitcoin will tell us, right? If Bitcoin can get over that 42.7 here in an hour and 7 minutes, then we're definitely rolling. If it can't, then I'm going to be looking definitely to short some Solana, because likely if Bitcoin goes down, it's going to shake more Solana out. But look at Solana. Broke the trend line, retested the trend line perfectly, hasn't closed saved this 4-hour cross. Right when I saw this shag candle over the 4-hour, I was like, you got along that, and you get the 4-hour over 60. It was 69.85 was the level. You had continuation up, nice wick up. I mean, but the moves are volatile. If you didn't take profit quickly, you could have easily got stopped out. I mean, it was just, and you know, I'm looking to swing this shit to 75. They didn't make it. They haven't made it a clean, right? You haven't made it clean. If you caught a long down here today, I'd stay in that long until you get confirmation that Bitcoin's gonna close this 4-hour in an hour and 6 minutes below that level. Let's talk about BNB Bitcoin, because this is, to me, one that obviously I'm still long. I don't know how much more patient I'm going to be with it, but I'm trying to stay patient because I'm well in profit. But I want to see this 12-hour close better than this. So although we have a nice top wick, the 12-hour is my biggest concern here. I want to see them close it, the 12-hour over the 50. This 21 EMA over the next 36 hours to 48 hours, cross above the 50 EMA, which will cause some type of spring like this on BNB. That spring hopefully will get us up to that 264, 270 level on BNB, which is what I'm watching. Right now, there's nothing to be really worried about from BNB. I also would argue nothing to be excited about, but they are trying to work it up. They're if you look at the daily, was pretty crazy. At one point it was green yesterday. If you look, they're just holding the level. Need to hold this level for me to stay bullish. Obviously we have that wick there, but hold the 244 to 246, and then continuation up again. For BNB, it's going to be as simple as, and this is how slow things can be. For BNB, it could be as simple as the 2-week, right? They closed the 2-week over that 246, which we've obviously been up here above the 246 for a few days now. Then it's going to be an immediate continuation next week, and the next 2 weeks, should I say, because this is the 2-week candle. But they clean line of resistance support right there, clean line break 246.60 on BNB in 3 days is going to be really, really important. Do you think Mana and Sand are still able to run up? Let's look at Mana and Sand for a second, and we'll look at the two week, because I mean they got a 2-week close too. Everything, I'll tell you what, everything is dependent on Bitcoin. I would argue these definitely look like they have room to run. I would argue that assuming we haven't topped here. I mean, look at that. You got the 2-week breaking out, pretty clean downtrend here on Sand. We got a weekly impending cross here, could get choppy. If my theory is correct, and it's going to take us the 15 to 20 to 30 days that it normally takes us topping. Okay, so let's say Bitcoin theoretically has topped. All right, that gives me a 15 to 30 day range, fam, of trying to find a swing short. 15 to 30 days. So Hold on a second. Got some lighting issues over here. Got some lighting issues. I'm gonna fix this one down there. There we go. All right, it was too bright. So again, in that 15 to 30 day period of Bitcoin topping, which is usually more closer to the 30-day period. So let's say Bitcoin's topped. Let's go to Bitcoin here for a second. And again, this is sand, this is mana. I think they look great. I'm like these look great. I'm not gonna tell you that they don't look great. They look great. look at this one. I mean, besides the impending weekly cross, assuming it can hold the structure here for a couple more weeks, right? It's gonna have a close here. This is gonna get close to crossing it. That's gonna send mana and sand. All right. We're gonna have a close in 3 days, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's gonna get close to sending mana and sand. Another reason why it's definitely possible Bitcoin has not topped or still has plenty of time to finish the top. BNB is so manipulated. Yes, Gank, it is. I wouldn't say it's manipulated. The problem about BNB is that it has, I think it has very little help. So I don't think people are aping into buying BNB like they are Solana, Inge. People like Gank, like if you think about it, there's not people out there that are like, dude, I'm gonna accumulate BNB, which is why you should accumulate BNB, right? Like if people aren't accumulating BNB, you should be accumulating BNB. I don't think BNB is going to see a break of $200 for a while. It could be as much as a year. So let's go to BNB. All right. You want to talk about BNB manipulation, Gank. BNB right now is the only one coin you can be long on and get paid. And it's not just get paid. You're getting paid a lot of money. I've been making money being short the last 5 days on BNB. You are losing money. Being long. I've been making money being long BNB for the last 5 days, and you're paying to be long anything else. Gank. So at the end of the day, you want to see how much money I've made? 1.22% on average in the last 7 days. Yeah, no one is accumulating, so no one's helping it out. But this right here tells you how many people are short this motherfucker. People are so short BNB. This is an opportunity, as far as I'm concerned. It's an opportunity. This is not... let's go to BNB 2 week. It doesn't look as great. BNB Bitcoin 2 week, excuse me. It doesn't look as great anymore, but it looks a lot better a few days ago. But here's the BNB 2 week. This has been downtrending for over a year. So BNB has been losing value to Bitcoin for over a year. This right here, I believe. All right, so we have to go to February 2021. February 2021, right? This is the time when the price of BNB was $55. Okay? So in February 2021, at this level of BNB Bitcoin value, right? We were at $55. Okay, $55. And if you go over here to BNB, Bitcoin, I don't think they want to lose that. No. Could they wick it? Could they get down here? Oh, for sure they could. I don't know if they're going to, but I'm definitely willing to punt and look what happened today. We saw a crash. On Bitcoin, right? Let's go to the hourly here. And that was the wick down. All right. That was the 1 hour wick down on BNB. Here was Solana. It was in 7.5%. BNB was this candle 2%. So BNB is being held up, propped up. Don't really care. I don't care if it's a push-up bra. Still looks good, you know? She still looks good. So that's, you know, there's a lot of, I just don't believe it's done. I can't believe it's done. But we'll see. We will see. We got to really watch this 5 minute on Bitcoin. Let's talk about the daily Bitcoin here for a second. And we had the 2-day close. The 2 day is actually a really good candle, right? No, I'm sorry. The 2 day didn't close yesterday. 2 day closes today. So we got the 2 day close today and the 3 day close. We have the 5 day in 2 days and 9 hours. So the 5 days is going to close on Saturday. That's going to be a really important one. I mean, these candles all look good to me right now. The daily looks fine. It looks like it just friggin', I'll tell you what the daily looks like it did. It went down and tested yesterday's open. So yesterday's open was 41,482 and it went down and wicked down to 41,509. So it got about $30 from yesterday's open and bounced it. All right. That means, right, in a sense that it bounced the 2 day open, right? That's why people that ask me, oh, why do you use the 2 day and you're an idiot and the 2 days, you know, doesn't matter or whatever. Let me just tell you why the 2 day matters. Look at the daily right here. Okay. I'm going to clean up the chart. Look at the daily. The daily literally went down. Yet today on this wick, it went down, never turned the 2 day red, and then went back up. It basically got $30 from this 2 day open. It went down, $30 from the 2 day open, still bullish, bouncing there above that open. And then now the 2 day looks fine. And again, it could be distributing. I'd argue that this 4 hour will be really important. All right. And we'll get a good sense of continuation. I think everything right now is time and chop before higher. That's what I truly believe. I think there's going to be a little bit more, you know, this doesn't look done to me. It doesn't look like a top to you. I don't think it looks like a top to me. It doesn't, I don't think this is a top, but, you know, 5 days there. I mean, I guess it could be, you know, 5 days, the top. Oh, what's up, Courage? Yo, thanks for saying hi, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I'll say this, you know, if you ever missed this, the VODs go on YouTube and stuff. Retesting the 30K area. Yeah, Silex, we will see that. You know, it's not if we'll see that. It's when we're gonna see. I do think that we're gonna see at some point 23 to 28K. I think there's a chance we could see lower than 23K under certain circumstances, but you know, that I'd say buying anywhere sub 30K is good. I'm not gonna ape at the higher 30. Yo, Gank, thanks for that Prime sub, my man. I'm not gonna ape kind of at that higher 30K range. I'm looking to ape at the lower 20K range, because if there was some type of change to the current stablecoin environment, yo, Gang, thank you. If there's some type of change to the current stablecoin market, you know, if all stable coins were removed, my bottom is 7,200, 9,300. There's you know, we have some nice clean levels down there that haven't been retested. And again, I don't want to FUD anything, but if there was no tether and no circle and no FDUSD, you'd argue the market would be, the price would be somewhere else. So does this trend line last forever? You know, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, the trend line gets tested over and over and over. And there's a retest here. That's not gonna really helpful, huh? It's actually, I'm sorry, the retest is here. This is the yearly level, excuse me, fam. So 7,200, we got a yearly level retest right here that hasn't been retested. That was January 2020, right? January 1st, 2020. And then we have, go over here, CME, that's what I wanted to do. All right, we look at the CME. We have, you know, all these gaps get filled, fam. I don't know. I'm not sure how long you've been here, but even this one filled this one right here. This one filled this one. So we're not gonna talk about gaps not getting filled, because in my opinion, they always get filled. The market's going to change when these ETFs come in. It's going to be more mainstream. It's just, it is what it is. But you know, this is where I probably start selling my children, selling my house to get into Bitcoin. I would say this is a good range right here. This is a gap, right? Put that right here. That's you know, 9,600, 9,300 area. And then I'd argue again that yearly level, which is right around here. Where we opened January 2020. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's right here at the gap. That's right. All right, so it's like right here. This would be, and this is under the worst case scenario, fam. I think this is, again, I'm not trying to time this. I'm not trying to trade this. But in a worst case scenario, if all the stables were wiped out because of proper regulations, just seeing that there's a gap. That gap didn't get completely filled. Holy shit, dude. We even have a gap here. That's kind of crazy. It's a very small gap, but that's kind of funny. That's 12K, fam, right there. Just so you know. So maybe that's what Kappa was playing. But either way, again, this is worst case scenario. If the stables got wiped out, this is where you can expect a bounce. I would not be. Tether owns $56,000, fam. Not $56,000, 56,000 Bitcoin at 23,000. Okay, so if my like real area to look to buy is sub 25K, that's the truth. I'm looking to buy Bitcoin probably back sub 25K. I'm looking to buy Solana, which I think is topped. I think Solana's topped. I do think Solana's topped, but we'll go over here to Solana, and it's possible that, assuming that we don't get over that $75 mark, this is the quarterly. All right, this quarterly was played perfectly. Here it is. That's the level. We deviated above the quarterly, and now anything below that quarterly, as far as I'm concerned, is bearish. Now we have, again, time. We've still made higher lows all the way up. We still haven't even broken structure. So is there a reason to be bearish? Is there a reason to think this is topped? Realistically, no. I mean, realistically, there's not a reason. But you know, watching Bitcoin on this 4 hour and 49 minutes is going to be really important. It's going to, I don't know if Solana is going to continue to run. I do want to look for, this is the swing short for me. This is it. And it's going to be as easy as a $76 stop loss, you know, even less than that, but 74.45. That would be the swing short for me if we get it. We haven't hit my spot. I'm not FOMOing into a short right now, but you know, this is the type of situation that, let me show you. Let me just show you guys, give you guys an idea of how this is typical. I'm going to bring up another chart here. Typical crypto, right? All right. This one. Okay. All right, everyone follow me here now, all right? Gotta follow me. We gotta be good about this shit. All right, so we're gonna start with a fresh chart. All right, this is the Solana chart, right? We're gonna go ahead and just make our giant structure here, right? Here's our structure. Clearly trend line, this was respected, all right? Typically we like to see some type of golden pocket 786, but in a more bullish scenario, right, we'll just put this at the 786 mark, even though this is obviously clear resistance on this weekly. Here's weekly resistance, clear resistance, right? Currently we have another, and I say another because I did play this originally, and I was scalping down here, so was doing okay, but this was a hanging man. We have another hanging man currently on Solana, all right, at the golden pocket. All right, so typically you like to see some type of rejection at the golden pocket, 786. All right, the reason I'm showing this pennant is because this pennant is very popular in the crypto space. For whatever reason, giant consolidations like this to fuck everybody over is what they like to do. All right, and the reason we're going to bring this one up is because we're going to show the Matic one. All right, here's Matic. All right, Matic's got one. All right, XRP has one. All right, we got XRP has, somebody was arguing, hey, I should buy XRP. And I said, why? I'm like, there's enough coins in this space. You don't need to ape into this shit coin if you don't want to, right? That's just what it comes down to. You just don't need to ape into this shit coin if you don't want to. But how many times this motherfucker has hit fibs? Oops. Let's look at how many times this thing has hit fibs on the large scale. Actually, let's go to the weekly. I think the weekly will be a little bit better, or 2 week here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's talk about fibs here. All right, here we go, right? What did I say? So let's say this is Solana. Solana's the highs. Here's the lows. We break out, and where does it hit? The 786, okay? High to low right there. I'll get rid of the big one so you guys can all see it. We hit the golden pocket. We tapped it to the dollar. This was when they got the SEC decision earlier this year. If you had just charted your fib from here to here and shorted the golden pocket at 95 cents, you had bids there, knowing that you had this much time. Once you put your fib down, right? Let's say you put your fib down here. You're like, all right, the bottom's in, or here, the test of the bottoms. All right, you had 182 days to put limits between 93 cents and $1.01. You could have put limit shorts on your favorite exchange. And then as you put your limit shorts there, here comes the FUD. You're at work. You're too busy to even look at the chart. You don't care. SEC decision. Oh my God, everyone's talking about XRP went from 55 cents to 95 cents. And you look at your phone and like, oh, XRP hit my limit bids. You check your phone, you look at your exchange, you're like, I set those 160 days ago because crypto likes fibs. Could have even put some stink bigs shorts at $1.31. So this is what I'm expecting to see on Solana. Very, very similar. Very, very similar, right? So we have a 2-week close coming, fam. I'd say a 2-week close looking like this, assuming, right, we have 3 days left. There's plenty, 3.5 days left, fam. Plenty of time for this 2 week to go to shit. 3.5 days left. That's plenty of time. Bitcoin doesn't close this 4 hour above that level, fam. Then you just know that the tide has changed today for Bitcoin, which means the tide can change, say, for Solana very quickly. We just went over all the volatility. And the volatility it has right now. But again, if this is it, right? And let's say we're gonna be bullish here, right, fam? We're gonna be bullish. let's say Bitcoin goes to 48K. Let's say if that happens, Solana goes to the 128,786. All right, so I'm just gonna put my 786 fib there, right? Draw where I expect the lows to be. All right, here's my 786. According to this, it suggests you could be seeing as low as $20, $22 on Solana, but really it doesn't fit this trend line, right? So that's why I'm not that bullish, fam. Because if you did the fib from where the current top is now, and the golden pocket is 1940, 18 bucks. All right, so excuse me, that's why I'm not as you know, I don't think it's, I'm uncertain on the top on Solana, but that 75 area is going to be very key. It's the 3-month pivot. It's the quarterly. It doesn't close. It has 17 days left on the quarterly to close over that wick. Just like the daily on Solana or the daily on Bitcoin yesterday. Let me show this. Held the level and then rejected. So originally, you know, the close today was actually, the close yesterday on Bitcoin was bullish. We went up before we went down, just so everyone realizes we went up and rejected before everyone went down. But go over here, clean chart, and all you're looking for on this, fam, is a hold. That's what it is. It's a hold, right? You look at the low of this candle, 42,849. Here, 42,848, and you can see that the candle closed above it. Well, what happened was, in that time, we held the level, went up, rejected, made that 1 hour bearish divergence, and now it's not looking so hot currently on the 1 hour. Now we have time, 40 minutes left. I mean, no, Gank, I said like in the worst case scenario, 7,200 to 9,300 Bitcoin. So I have a scenario. I can think of a scenario where Bitcoin will crash that low. Just saying that you can hit that number and not having a scenario, a realistic scenario for that is absolutely insane. But I have a very reasonable scenario. A very reasonable scenario where Bitcoin can go that low. And again, if stable coins were taken out of the market, were forced to be taken out of the market, let's say because they come out with a US dollar coin, the US government comes out with a US dollar coin, okay? CBDCs. Okay, let's say the US government comes out with a dollar coin and says, now that we have our dollar coin, you have to get rid of your Tether. They tell Tether. So Tether with 56K Bitcoin at the price of 23K starts selling their Bitcoin, as well as all the Tethers taken out of the market. All the USDC is taken out of the market. Fam, I don't think there's enough people that realize the game is changing. All right, it's changing. And this game is not just changing, it's becoming more standardized. And because it's becoming more standardized, things like Tether and Circle and these companies may not be able to coexist with a CBDC. So there's a very realistic scenario where we go down and we simply test the yearly open, okay, of January 2020. And in this scenario, okay, here it is. Mr. Bear Savage. There it is. Okay, this is January 2020. Okay. the yearly open, fam. All right. Now let's say if that was the case, then it would probably be right around the same time as, let's go to the S&P. Wow. S&P. Here we come. Fam, this is the plan. If you haven't watched me, here you are. This is the plan. I've been waiting for this, fam. I've been waiting for this opportunity. You should be waiting for this opportunity too. Ooh, let the dogs out. Hoo, 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 hoo. All right, look at this, fam. You guys know what this is? I'm not gonna try to time this shit. I think it's gonna be like 5,000 S&P or something like that. This is gonna get filled at some point. I mean, it's gonna be Chop City. This is. You guys don't have an idea of what we're looking at here, right? Let me show you what we're looking at here. All right, we got a little umph in that volatility. Let's look at this. Oh, this is this easy, isn't it? It's gonna be this easy, fam. So we got some room. We got some room, fam. But I'd argue we're gonna see something like, oh, this is the wrong chart. It's the S&P, fam. Clean it up. I'd argue we'd see something a little bit like this. This wouldn't surprise me one bit. All right, so all right, we got COVID here. Yeah, this is perfect. I gotta make it bigger though, fam. You gotta realize the market was not as inflated. But something like, all right, so we gotta match the COVID wick. People are gonna think I'm insane. I'm gonna make it smaller though, don't worry. All right, we got like a COVID, right? We got the COVID. Make it a little smaller. I want this wave to match. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's you couldn't. That was it, man. That was the level I wanted. That was, you couldn't have made this. I couldn't have made that size better. But yeah, this is what I'm expecting. This is gonna be. It's a trader's market. It's gonna be a trader's market, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, this is it. You can see it. And come up here, retest the highs, 44. No, we'll retest 4,600, right? Something like that. Continue going. It'll probably be over a less time frame. Yeah. Is this 32? God. Yeah, this is probably it. What, 2028? That's probably it. But I mean, it's not going to be easy. I mean, we're talking, fam, we're talking, you can, I mean, this is almost, God, look at that. You guys see that? All right, look at this. 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is highs. Crazy, dude. Anyways, this isn't easy. I mean, we're talking about, all right, let's say you know, let's say we're talking about stock market crash, right? Like this is during wartime. This is right out of Vietnam. If you guys don't know this fractal, right? We ride it up 55, 5,600. Definitely should ride that market up to that point. Come down here. I mean, we're just wiping shit out. You saw 9K in a dream. 3,200, right? All right. Here it is. We're breaking out. Bull market again. 6,400 S&P all the way down to 28. And if you don't think this can happen, well, you're very mistaken, because this is it. We have COVID. All right. 4,700. Come down. Retest this perfectly. Boom. Come down. Make a new low. Make a new high. Make a new. I mean, that is a travesty. That's a, telling you right now, that is just this dip alone. People don't even realize this first dip's gonna go 3,400. Oh man, 3,200. This is just, I don't think people are ready. I don't think people are ready. That's just what I think. I'm saving this though. I'm saving this. This is it. I mean, I think that we could, so we've seen our pullback. I think we could go up only here for probably, what is that, till the end of next year, right? This is the monthly. Yeah. No, we could go, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 8. We can go up only till the end of next summer, like October. That's what it looks like. Looks like to me stocks can go up only till about September. You know, maybe we get a rate cut in that time. And let me just tell you, even though that Fed pivot is extremely bearish, that Fed pivot has a lag to it, okay, fam? The market usually reacts up for like the first month to 6 months. It can be as that big of a lag. So I'm expecting some type of lag. But this, I think, is what a realistic stock market looks like over the next 10 years. All right. So that would, you know, that could put us out pretty far here in that sense. But this is probably where we're going. And that's just because we're going to have inflation, and there's going to be wartime, more than likely, continued wartime. And look, here we go. Bitcoin is dipping. I gotta check my BNB. God, why you gotta do this shit, Bitcoin? All right, so Bitcoin. Look at that, fam. No one's laughing now that you closed your fucking long up there at 42.7. Um, two-hour. I mean, we could feel the wick. I'm really just not bearish till we lose this level again, that 42.2. We'll see. I think the fact that we rejected here is worrisome. We have 30 minutes left. We have kind of a bearish print on the 15-minute. It's weak, at least on the 15 minutes. Not that bearish. 30-minute looks okay. Could have a 30-minute bullet. Nope. No 30-minute bullish divergence. Inch. Let's talk about inch. Oh, man. This guy's just never going to stop, is it? Daily still looks okay. Compression down, okay? This is the same print as Bitcoin. So we're still compressing on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has plenty of time as far as the compression goes. All right? So compression until I see expansion on Bitcoin. I don't see a pivot. So let's see. Again, we'll go over here to the cleaner Bitcoin chart. Here's the compression that I was talking about. I think there's going to be a compression into a top. So that's usually what happens. And I don't think we've topped. That's why I don't think Bitcoin is topped. Right here, this is okay, we're compressing on a red candle. That's not the worst in the world. We're basically, today it could be red, tomorrow it could be green. You know, people don't realize today you could get chopped, chop city. They can go down and fill that wick, come back up, save this the support at 32.2K or 42.2K. We have a huge pivot on this, right? We were talking about this, but huge pivot here. I'd say as long as the price action really stays above the 42K box, there's no reason to be bearish. But now we're in a tight spot where that's the daily. Here's the 4 hour. We got to get above that 47. We could really just be, this isn't that great, but the daily still is compressing. The 8 hour doesn't look that bad. I mean, realistically, fam, it's just, I just see shakeouts. I see shaking it out, shaking people out. We got a expansion on the 5 minute. Let's look at how the EMAs and MAs look here. All right, still don't have the 5 minute. Let's see how the 3 minute looks. 3 minutes compressed. All right, this is a good look, right? Get a major dump right here. This is crazy. Just the 3 minute alone right here. You got a sell signal, right? So you could have taken it at 42.8 if you were using the 3 minute. And then we have a bounce here, stayed under that 21 EMA. Doesn't always play like that, but again, that's how bots and algos are made, and that's how they make money. It's just playing this shit. Look at the 1 minute. We probably are close to having the 1 minute crossed. No, we lost it here. We had it and we lost it. So looks like they're trying to work time back. You know, if they can get an expansion over this 3 minute, then the next move will be, again, this could be all day, right? We could be all day here, and we could see something like, here, let's go to that 3 minute. Could see something like this. Okay. And then, you know, a slow climb up. This is the 3 minute, guys. And the reason I say this is because if you go over here, we got to get these flatten out, and then we got to get the 10 minute flat, and then we got to look at every EMA and MA we don't have. 15 minute cross bearish, we got to get those back. 30 minute, how's the 30 minute look? All right, that's glad we looked at that. 30 minute is about to cross here. Let's look at the print. Well, you can't read the volatility. That 30 minute crosses in the next 24 minutes. Basically, if we can't save this 30 minute, that's likely going to cross and likely push the price further down. Because the bots and algos will see that, and that's what they'll sell off. They'll sell off on that 30 minute. 1 hour, you know, still has the 50 MA. We worked that back. You know, it looks like we're working, see the 4 hour. You know, hold the 21 EMA, has to hold that 21 EMA. I mean, this could close below the level, fam. Just by closing significantly below this 21 EMA makes me want to look for a short. Even though it's not really like the level you want. You want to lose this box, but you don't like losing the 21 EMA like that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Look, it's trying to hold the 6 hour. This is, look at this. I mean, this is pure TAA. It's crazy. Look at this shit. Wow. I mean, people are like, it's all algo driven. You gotta just be the bot. Be the bot, fam. They did not want to lose that. They got 2 hours and 23 minutes to hold that. Thinking about closing the whole trade? Well, Silex, you could always just put your profit, your stops and profit. Silex, I would say it's important. It depends on where your entry is. I mean, if you have an entry down here at 41.5, 41.6, you throw your stops and profit. If you have a worse entry, you close it all. Like when we grabbed this long right here, that ended up dead cat bouncing, and then overnight we went back down here, right? I caught it way too early. I caught that long at like 41.940. So I ended up TPing some at like 40.940, yep. And then I ended up TPing some at like 41.3 because I had a poor position on that, even though my plan was to grab, sorry, it was right here, grab this lower, right? Oh, that's a pretty good entry, Silex. You know, you get some hints on every time frame, fam. You get some hints on every time frame. So just break down time, and like I did this 6 hour, break down time and get a good idea of what's going on, what they're trying to play. But let's see here, trying to get a good hint, but there's some pretty strong volatility here. But they have control, so it's volatility's been hard to read. It's been really hard to read. I'm not look at the 6 hour on Solana versus Bitcoin. Completely different. Completely different. Anyways, fam, mad love. I appreciate all you. I'm gonna call it a little early today. You know, chill, got some stuff to do. I'll see you all. I won't see you all tomorrow, Friday. I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow, but I will I'll see you guys all next week for sure. Mad love, appreciate all you.